Welcome back, viewers. Joining us on the broadcast this evening is author Chetan Bhagat. Good evening, Chetan. Thank you for speaking with us here on Times Now. A lot has happened in the national capital in last 48 hours. I want to understand from you, what is your assessment of how the authorities, the government handled the situation, especially the one we saw yesterday?
Okay. First of all, who does this country belong to? You know, we all have one vote. I know if you're 90 years old, you have one vote. If you're 18 years old, you have one vote. But to be honest, who's going to live and be in this country? Who has the future at stake more? Even though the votes are same, it's the young people. Now, they are having some problems on some issues which are very real for many years. I remember writing the column on neet paper leak in 2024. It had become an issue even for the Lok Sabha election. And they said they will fix it. It wasn't fixed. Now, I'm not saying they are doing nothing, but it is clearly not enough to satisfy people. That anger has been brewing and brewing and brewing. And these young people are always dismissed as, you know, the real watching generation. They don't count. Like, it's almost like, theek hai, you know, nahi hai naukri to nahi hai. But they are bearing the brunt of all the bad things that are happening. They have the most at stake. I have lived my life. I've had my career. It's okay, you know, if I don't need a job. But these guys need a job or else they don't eat or they don't pay bills. And this issue, the last 2 days, is the pressure cooker whistle has been blown. But the pressure cooker whistle doesn't just blow the moment you put, like, in the kitchen. It has been on the gas for a long time. Pressure has been building and it has been ignored. And that is what has happened. You know, even when the CJP party Instagram account, even then people said it's just a joke. It's just a meme. Nothing's going to happen. And then something happened. They did a protest. And then what happened? We had visuals. Everybody woke up this morning of Delhi police hitting girls which are like, I don't know, 30, 40 kilos in weight. Not goons. You know, ऐसे करके डंडा लगा रहे हैं on our children who all they want is, please don't allow cheating in papers. I mean, that is an unexplainable action. And I know that that was not the norm. Most of the cops of Delhi police were trying their best to be disciplined. But sometimes these things happen. The video gets taken. It gets shared on social media. The whole generation is networked. They're all connected. Within 1 hour, the whole country has seen the video. So that's what happened, you know, and it just became worse because of this high-handed, the visuals you are showing right now. This has made this bigger. If this did not happen, let's say the government knew that the protest was happening. They knew it. We all knew it. The date was given. They made a path for them. They had a discussion. They said, you know, what are we going to do? We'll guide the students to come here. Let them protest. Right. What would the students have done? Kuch na karte, kya karte? They were unarmed. Right. Give them a place to gather. But instead, we are putting barricades, we are putting danda, we are saying they're foreign agents, things like that. Aise to nahi hota hai. So now this has happened in the past also. Previous governments have also made these mistakes. So this is not about one particular government. Governments do this all the time. And this time they did not realize that it was a very emotive issue. It connects to a lot of people. These few protesters weren't in isolation. They were carrying the message of millions of students. Right. You know, and now the weather has improved in Delhi. Weather has improved in Delhi.
I'll talk to you about government's response and what more can the government really do. But before that, very quickly, the other side's argument is on the high-handedness that we saw in the visuals yesterday, that stones were being pelted from the other side. And also the other side's argument is that it's politics that's hijacking this movement of students, which is making things go from bad to worse.
So catch the stone pelters. Why are you hitting little girls? So catch the stone pelters. No, that's not what you just indiscriminately start throwing danda, making kids trip. One boy was walking, he was being made to trip, just getting angry. What, do that, right? And you know what happens? See, if there is a genuine issue, and they are opposing the government for this, there will be opposition parties who will climb on the bandwagon, right? There will maybe some antisocial elements that will also climb on the bandwagon. Ki chalo bhai, let's all join the party. It is not the students' fault. It is not the students' responsibility. They're off. Maybe 10% of the people are like that, who are really there to create trouble. But 90% of the students are there to make a protest. the police should make these kids feel safe, not just take lathis and start swinging it around. What will happen? You think videos won't be taken? You think it won't be shared? You think a 17-year-old girl who wakes up in the morning and sees a girl exactly like her, dressed like her, speaking like her, getting hit? Why? Because she didn't want... And she's going to be sympathetic to the police or the government. I mean, this is a political misfire. It happens. I think the BJP is a very good political machine. They will back... They have taken steps. Even today, they are taking steps. But this was a misfire. And what is the bigger issue, you know? The government not at the top levels not getting the message.
Okay.
Because this was known. We knew this. I knew this as somebody who's not even like in the government or anything. I knew that there is an anger developing, right? Like I said, from Lok Sabha election. Now look at even a Ram Mandir theft, which is a completely different issue. But in some ways, it's part of the same corruption, whatever. There is no way the BJP would ever let corruption happen in the Ram temple. That is the signature temple of the country. And how much can you steal from it? Like 20, 30, 100 crores, whatever. For that, it's just not worth the kind of... But obviously, they did not know that even that temple is not being spared. So those messages are not reaching. Message of the students not reaching.
Okay.
This is what happens. A lot of all the chamchas get promoted. Chamchas give feedback. Sir, you're amazing. The country is amazing. People are all the people protesting. They're all just your enemies. They are just jealous of you. They all have agendas. They're all like fun. You know, and then the real good people who want to give the government good feedback, they are singled out. So this is what happened. This is a matter of... This is clearly an avoidable situation.
That's a very important point you've made, Chetan. And I also now want to understand from you, how do you see government's response? Yesterday, for the first time, when we saw a number of protesters increasing on the streets, the government established a channel of communication. There was a conversation that happened between Union Minister J.P. Nadda and two representatives from CJP. Today, we got information from government sources that the government is ready for dialogue. Prime Minister had a message in NDA parliamentary party meet as well. He called neet paper leak ghor paap, and he said the government stands with the youth of this country. What more, in your opinion, the government must do to end the trust deficit and also assure the children of this country, who we call demographic dividend, that their future is not going to be bad?
See, these steps are good. I'm not here to support any anarchy or anything. We have a government. We have a protest mechanism. The government can listen. The government can respond. The government can make changes. That's all good. That's exactly how it's supposed to work. Now, what has... Hello?
Yes, I can hear you.
Hello?
We can hear you.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Now, what happens, see, in this situation is that there has been an anger also. Now, whenever you have a fight at home with a spouse or a sibling or whatever, what happens? There is a fight. You did not give me a gift on my birthday. Okay, I'm trivializing it, but just making the point home. Now, you didn't give it. And now there are two things happening. There is no gift and the other person is angry. So you say, okay, I'll go buy a gift now. That's not enough, right? You're like, but you forgot. You don't care. I'm angry now. So you have to do two things. You have to not only get the gift, but you also have to handle the emotion. You have to handle the anger, whether it's by apologizing, whether it's by saying, we get it, we should have heard you. So that is also at play here. They are doing all the right thing. This is exactly what should have been done a little before. And I appreciate them. I think it's a good that way that a government is responsive. You know, what do you want? The government should not respond and then there should be more fight. Maybe it makes for better drama on TV, but we don't want that. That can actually put lives at danger. Protests can get worse, violent, whatever. But there is an anger right now. There is two things. They have to stop the paper leaks and they have to manage the students' anger. And that anger is not good. It's not good for the political fortunes also. So you have to fix that. The children are upset. They are scared. They're scared. When I'm a 16-year-old, I see other 16-year-old kids being beaten up on an issue that I feel was very genuine. Look at this, the visual you're showing now, some blood. I mean, batao yaar. So now you just saying, okay, we will, fix the policy of NEET or whatever. That's one thing. What do you do about this emotion that you have created this fear and anger in these kids? So we have to address that also. That outreach also needs to happen.
What is that one thing you want government to do within the next 24 hours? Because things clearly are spiraling out of control. Today, Politicians have also taken to streets, and clearly there's politics happening on this issue as well. One thing that you want to tell the government of the day that they must do to, assuage concerns of these young children, because we are depending on them. We go abroad and we say India has a demographic dividend that no other country has right now.
Same thing which I tell parents of children. Don't talk down to them. Talk to them. Listen to them. Like they're people. They're voters. They may be very young. They may be very naive. They may do stupid things sometimes. They may dress stupid. They may like stupid memes. Fine. That's all valid. But right now, they have a genuine issue and they have genuine hurt, genuine anger. You cannot talk down to a generation just because it's younger. It's in our Indian culture. Uncle and aunties always preaching away to little kids as if they know everything. Even though we have made a third world regressive country, we don't let the young generation express themselves. We don't listen to them. We talk down to them. Tumhe kya pata hai? Hame sab pata hai? No, we don't know. We don't know what it is to study for 2 years and then, we don't know what it is to study for 2 years. Hello?
Yes.
Sorry. Hello?
We
don't know what it is to study for 2 years. Yeah, we don't know what it is to study for 2 years, day and night, dream of getting through an exam, and then seeing news the next day that the paper got leaked.
Right. Chetan, we leave it there. Thank you very much for speaking with us here on Times Now. We can really hope that the government, would do something, some of the suggestions you've also given, because it's extremely important for the government to establish that channel of communication and have a dialogue with these children, because these are the future of our country. Thank you for joining us this evening. Heading into a short break.